Hello guys, this is Krolo and welcome to the Light Zen Archer PvE guide. Today I want to show you the basic stuff and some advanced stuff. To keep the video short, I will not talk about what the basic abilities do, I will not talk about mirroring, except the Paragon badge, since it's very important. So first let's talk about talents and points distribution. You want to have your talents like this. You want to play golden arrows, not evasive action. Evasive action sounds good, but it's way too much DPS loss and you don't need that. Artful Dodger is very good. Echo Maker, Alpha looks in raid and group scenarios, and Pyrotechnique when you're doing solo stuff. See the sights and Zen to win. You can use that on like some bosses, ET boss 2, H0 last boss, where you are kinda limited with your mobility. You can use that, but for the most scenarios you want to play with see the sights for optimal damage. Now about rotation. First let's talk about opener. You can start the fight with a charge X, but during fight we don't charge it. So it's Talisman, charge X, Fireworks, C, 1 plus LMB, tap, Sunburst, LMB, Sunburst, LMB, Sunburst, LMB, Unmagnified Sunburst, LMB Sunburst, Alpha Call, LMB Sunburst, LMB Tap, and repeat. In between all that, you want to use Dart and Longshot. Here's a demonstration. Now, before we start talking about rotation, let's talk about Longshot. You can use Longshot with the Auto F Addon, which makes Longshot automatically, or you can play with simple mode. I personally am using Auto F Addon because it's way faster than simple mode. If you don't know what an add-on is, I will put a link to a video in the description which explains what BNS body is and how to set up add-ons, etc. If you don't want to use add-on, you can just use simple mode. Don't macro TF. Simple mode is better than macroing TF. Now, during our rotation, we want to use as many sunbursts as possible. And we can do that by correctly using strafe left and strafe right. Very important is to get the Paragon badge as soon as possible. Because of the added 5 lux in our Longshot, we can use a lot more sunburst and get a smoother rotation. So after we're done with our opener, we use 2 times strafe left, use LMB Sunburst, then strafe right 2 times LMB Sunburst and repeat. And hold RMB in between all that. There is a more advanced way to do that, but it's kinda more complicated and harder to do. You can use your first strafe left, use sunburst, use second strafe left, use first strafe right, LMB sunburst. It's faster, but it's harder to do. So let me get some looks. Let me do first strafe left, sunburst, strafe left, strafe right, LMB sunburst, and go like this. A little bit harder, but it's faster and better to do like this. But of course, for the simplicity, you can just use double strafe left, double strafe right. It's just for min-maxing if you want to really push harder. So about cooldown management, it's very simple for Lightning Archer. You just use everything on cooldown. Like your fireworks when it's a good point to attack, not when everyone is doing mechanic. Your X on cooldown, your C on cooldown, tap on cooldown. Try to use Dawn Strike and C before the tap to benefit from the buffs. We have high uptime on buffs, but there's a small time window when we don't have buffs up. During 99% of the fight, you want to hold R&B and use dart and longshot in between all your other skills. But watch out when using down strike, you have to wait for the animation to finish or else you will cancel it. So just wait until the arrow shoots. If you use like R&B too much, you can cancel it. So now I explained the opener and rotation. If you want to see a full fight from beginning to end, I will link a parse video from me in the description. If you want to parse yourself and practice, you can practice on a thrall. It's a big target, easy to strafe left and strafe right, but the damage will be higher because it has a lower level. So it's not a good damage representation, but it's good to practice. When you parse on thrall, you wanna watch one thing, that's sunburst counts. You want to get 2.6 ratio, that's good, but you can even get to 2.8 or even higher. Like if you get over 2.8, you are very good, that's very nice. As a beginner, your goal should be to get 2.6. Pros and cons. Very good thing about Light Archer is it has very high damage output, one of the highest currently. It has very high mobility, high APM, alpha call, a lot of iframes, simple and smooth rotation. Cons are it has high APM, like some people don't like that. You have to press a lot of buttons and aim with your mouse. It requires low ping and high FPS to have fun. If you have a lot of stutters and high ping, you're not gonna have fun with Light Archer. Just change class or go wind, whatever, but it's not worth, like it's so unfun to play. And one con is nerfs are coming for Lightning Archer. They will reduce the iframe duration and you strafe left and strafe right, so it will be harder to play, which is a good thing. And they will reduce damage output from Lightning Archer, not that much, but a little bit. Now let's talk about wind versus light. Well, which spec is better? Honestly, like whatever you want to play. You can play light as melee and wind as range. They both deal great DPS. They have good mobility. They have both alpha call. You can play whatever you want. Wind has a harder rotation. It's a bit complex, more complex than light, but wind gets soon buffs, which makes it easier to play and will deal more damage than before. So probably wind is gonna outperform light very soon, but they're both doing great. Like, just play whatever. Last thing I want to mention is that the current raid Iron Arc is very bad for Light Archer, because every boss has some kind of movement restriction. When you cannot use strafe left and strafe right freely, you will lose so much DPS and it has so much room for errors. I myself play Wind in Iron Arc because it's literally unplayable with Light. If you're going for high-end content like Iron Arc raid, maybe you want to start off with Wind right away. Yeah, and that's it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions left, ask in the comments. You can join my Discord. You can follow me on Twitch. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.